Yo, 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 it's Mark and Mark's Tarot. Mm-mm-mm. Some of these people really delusional. The weather is very crappy here today, so I'm going to be on here probably today and tomorrow due to the weather. So I might be here during the day. I have no set schedule. I just come on when I have a chance. So I should be, if all goes well, I should be on here during the day today and right now, obviously, and tonight I'll be here again. And tomorrow I should be on during the day as well because it's supposed to be bad weather here. So I'll be working inside on here online. And I'll also be on tomorrow night as well. If you hear panting noises, that's my crazy dog. She's had a lot of action this morning. A lot of trucks and things have been around here. It's the retrograde. It's pre retrograde because people are going crazy and people are on dumb mode. You can't fix stupid, unfortunately. Stupid is what stupid does. So there's been a lot of this morning I had some landscapers driving to the yard. She went nuts because she heard the truck. I was like, "Can I help you guys?" And he's like, "Oh, this address." I'm like, "Look, that's you're at the right address, but we don't have no landscapers. You're looking at the landscape, but that's me." So he had to call his company, and they said that they made a mistake. I'm like, "Yep, it's the retrograde. So it's pre-retrograde, and it's gonna be retrograde all month. So you're gonna have a lot of miscommunication, irritating people, stupid people, and etc." Then the electric light company came here, and they went to do some job or whatever. And then I told him, "Look, down the bottom of the hill, there's a wire dangling off another wire. Can you check it out?" So then he comes back up the hill to talk to me and says, "Oh, that's nothing to do with us." And I was like, "Well, can you just like fix it?" Yeah, I guess. So he cuts the wire and just leaves it there. And I'm like, wow. Like, you don't care about people's safety, bro? Like, you got the truck, you got the lift on it. Just do it real quick. Like, it takes 5 seconds. Yeah, you can put me up there. I'll cut it for you. Like, people are just like so annoying. Like, I really don't get people and how stupid they are. They just can't, like, out of safety reasons, they should do things properly. Good morning, Ninja. Same day, different shit. People are just like, no one cares about safety anymore or anything of the above. I just don't get people. Some people are just really on another level of dumb. I don't know what to do with people anymore. Sometimes the best thing to do is just to keep quiet. This ain't early. It's 12 o'clock here. It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. You're up early. See, you're 4 hours behind me. Yes, I am early. It's bad weather here. It's not raining yet, but it's very windy, cloudy. I can't really do too much, unfortunately. I'm working on a cedar door, varnishing a door, and I have like a lot. I have some painting things to do outside. All my work is outside right now. The only inside work I have is work that I don't feel like doing right now. That I don't have to do. It's not a big deal. So it's all things I have to do personally for myself. But in the meantime, I folded all my clothes and tied it up around here a bit. But I wanted to go live for a bit because I got to leave here in another hour or so. Go to my parents' house. They're gonna get internet service today. Thank God. I'm so sick and tired of this shit. It's always something for me to do. Even when I'm home, like I took the day off today so I can like do things. And all morning I've had nothing but aggravating people around here. This morning I had a landscaper come here with the wrong address, and my dog was going crazy. And he looks at me like, "Oh, I'm here to is this number 3?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, I don't want this ain't no landscaping job for you because I do all the landscaping here, so you're at the wrong place." I said, "Let me see the address." So he shows me the address and they had the wrong number. And I was like, "That's down the hill." I said, "In that other road down the hill there's a number 3 in there." He goes, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Yeah, they didn't specify that on your address. They're kind of dumb." I wanted to tell him, "Well, it's the retrograde, so things that people are going to be stupid and go backwards." No, my parents don't have internet. Ever since I left there, they never had internet. My parents are not like internet friendly. They don't care. My parents are very cheap. My sister pays for their cable, and I pay for their satellite. So we're gonna get rid of the satellite, and we're gonna get rid of the cable and get them a Fire Stick. So I'm gonna have a lot of it doesn't work. I don't know what channel it is. I pressed the wrong button. I knew it's coming, but I'd rather do it now and again, before the retrograde actually kicks in next week. So the internet people are gonna call me and tell me they're at my mom and dad's to hook up the internet, and the Fire Stick guys coming tomorrow because the internet needs Fire Stick. So I have a Fire Stick and cable, but I'm gonna get rid of my cable because cable's pathetic, and you pay all this money for nothing, and it's like always like trash and it's all shit on there that's on Fire Stick anyway. So Fire Stick's cheaper, it's better, and all you need is internet to run it. So I'm gonna hook my mom and dad up, get them get them the Fire Stick so they can watch all the Portuguese stuff. No, I live in a totally different place. How can I? The Wi-Fi don't reach all the way down there. I have to get them internet. We have all new lines. I put all new lines there. I got the guys to put new lines there, so we have everything ready to go. I was planning on doing this because the satellite keeps like because we've had so much bad weather here this year. This is like the worst year I've ever remembered it being rainy, windy, storms. Like this has been like one of the worst years. So when it's stormy, the satellite won't work, and when it's stormy, the internet's fine. The internet hasn't been a big problem because we have a good internet provider. We have the best internet provider. I need internet too to come on here and do my job and everything. So I'm getting good internet for them, and my sister and I are going to pay for it. And then I just have to set up the box tomorrow, the Fire Stick, and show my dad how to use it. So yeah, they need their own internet. I wish they were living right next to me. Then they can just use my Wi-Fi. I'd run a cord over to them, and that was it. But I can't, unfortunately. It doesn't work that way. But everything is getting solved. Hopefully today, they said between 1 and 5 they're going to hook up the internet. So hopefully they hook it up. And then once they hook it up, I can go get the Fire Stick hooked up, and then my dad can watch. My mom and dad can watch their Portuguese soap operas and football and sports and everything else they want to watch. Cooking channels, religious channels. They have everything on Fire Stick. All the channels they love is on my Fire Stick. So it's cheaper, better, and I don't have to worry about no satellite dish anymore. I'm going to take that down. I'm going to disconnect all the stuff, and I don't have to pay for that shit no more. Thank God. And get rid of their cable and all that shit. Well, they say between 1 and 5, so that can be anywhere between 1 and 5. I doubt they're gonna like come at 1 o'clock. That's for sure. It's 12 o'clock here now, but I'm just trying to kill some time. But I'm gonna go. I have to go pick up my nephews around 3:30 from school, so I won't be there. I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna go down there in a little while, and I'm gonna tell my parents, look, when they come, if I'm not here, when they come, tell them call me if they need any questions or anything answered, and just put the modem right next to the TV because all they're gonna do is hook up the modem, and it's gonna take literally half an hour, like, because they're gonna call into the place, get it zapped, and oh yeah, we got internet. Okay, bye, Bob's your uncle. Bang. Yeah, it's real easy because everything's there already. The lines are all there. It's not gonna take that long. Then he's probably gonna call me and ask me what code I want to put in, what all that bullshit. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, it all works out. I'm trying to like, I really pushed for it to get done today and tomorrow before the retrograde next week because I know that during the retrograde it's gonna get worse. So I might as well do it now. I'm always like skeptical of doing things during the retrograde. Like people say, electronic stuff is like the worst. So I'm trying to get it done before the 13th, which looks like I'll get it done. So I really want my parents to, enjoy the rest of their life with good internet and good TV, and I don't mind paying for it. At the end of the day, I want them to be happy. So my sister and I are dealing with it. So yeah, hopefully, yeah, I try to be a good son, but I don't get too much credit for being a good son because when I'm bad, they make sure the bad gets reaped up more than the good. That's how my parents are. They're always going to be a pain in the ass, and they tell me that I'm rude. They tell me I'm this and I'm that. I'm like, yeah, I'm rude because I'm telling you the truth because you guys don't like to listen to the truth. When I tell you the truth, you say I'm rude. That don't make no sense. And then when I shout at them and tell them, look, stop fucking pressing the buttons on the remote because you're gonna end up doing things that's gonna fuck the TV up. That's why you guys are pressing shit you don't even know. Leave the fucking thing alone and it'll go back. But they don't listen. Like they're so annoying. My dad is like the worst. My mom, she don't touch shit. But my dad, he's got these like he's got this stupid way like where he has to press shit and he thinks by pressing multiple buttons it's gonna fix it. And I told him, leave it alone. On the satellite, you have to leave it alone. When the satellite connects to the signal, it automatically appears again. So if it's got a blue box name saying it's lost signal, you leave it alone. And I told him, leave it alone. And he's like, he finally left it alone. Um, last 2 days ago, he left it alone. And then it came back and I said, wow, it's amazing when you fucking listen to me, huh? Hey, Amy, how you doing? Good morning, sweetheart. How are you? So having an 80-year-old dad is a huge pain in the ass because he was like this 20 years ago when he was 60 and I was 20 something. He was the same way. He's never gonna change. He's got like a remote control dumb syndrome, and he takes a whole week to figure out how to like switch to the channel, and I write it down in Portuguese and in English, and he still don't get it. Like he has to fuck it up like about 4 or 5 times before it goes back to normal. And he'll call me like and be like, "Oh, I can't watch nothing because nothing's working." And I'm like, "Well, press this, huh? Press that, huh? Oh, I don't see that button." I'm like, "Look, fuck you. I'm not dealing with you today. You can watch nothing. You can go watch the eyelid channel." Is what I tell him. You know what the eyelid channel is? Go to fuck sleep and leave the TV alone. And my mom gets so pissed at him because like he never listens. Like and he just like has this he's in his own world. I don't understand him. And I told him I got so mad at him a few months ago. I mean, I shouldn't, but like it's overbearing, trust me. And he's very ignorant, right? And I told him, look, I don't know how the fuck you made me 46 years ago, but when you made me, it must have been on like a full moon, a fucking eclipse, or it must have been like the best day you could possibly make a child. Because I came out smart and I don't know what the fuck, I don't know, maybe I got swapped at birth or something, but we look alike, so obviously not. But something happened in the sky where God said, I'm gonna make sure I give this guy a smart son and a patient son to deal with this fucking, you know, idiot here. So that way he gets his shit right. Let me tell you, I've given him every instructions. You have no idea what I go through with my dad. My dad, you can show him, you can teach him, you can write shit down, and he lives in his own world. He just doesn't get it. And my mom, she can barely see. She's got cataract in her eye. It's like but they'll see when I don't shave, and she'll see when what she wants to see. My parents are convenience hearing, convenience seeing, and convenience of everything that benefits them. If it's their way or no way, they have like a really annoying way. And I love them to death, and I always constantly do things for them. But they're older, but 20 years ago they were the exact same. And that's what I keep telling my sister. Nothing's changed with mom and dad. They still have a negative outlook on life, and they have a negative way, and their ways are negative always. All because they're older, it's not getting worse. They're the same they were 20 years ago. And my sister's like, all right, Mark, I know you're right. And I was like, of course I'm right. I know my mom and dad. I deal with them more than all of my siblings. I'm the only one who deals with them because my other siblings are like, fuck this. I'm not dealing with them because they're a pain in the ass because they just don't want to change. They don't want to change. They want everything. Like they don't change with the times. They have to be forced to change to the times. Like they have to get forced into doing something. And they want old shit. Like I told them, I'm an electrician, right? So I told them that your 20-year-old refrigerator is wasting electricity because it has to fight really hard to cool down things because it's old. Oh, that's bullshit. It doesn't work that way. I'm like, okay, whatever. So finally, we renovated their kitchen about 3 years ago. We renovated their kitchen, and when I renovated, my sister said, "Oh, we're gonna buy them a new fridge." So we got a new fridge, and the second month they had all the new appliances. They said their bill was $100 less, and they don't know why because they use the same electricity. And I said, you know why? Because you have new appliances. Oh, but that can't be. It's the same thing. And I'm like, okay, whatever, mom, whatever, dad. I've only been doing electricity for like, 25 years now. So I don't know fucking nothing then. Whatever. Bye, mom. Bye, dad. See you guys later and bye. And I just leave and I'm like, Mark, the best thing to do is just shut up and just leave it alone. Hey, Becca, how you doing? Miss you too. How you doing? So yeah, dealing with my parents is like dealing with a bunch of kindergarten kids that you have to teach. You have to say things multiple times, and like they never understand anything. Just like it's a pain in the ass. And my youngest sister has been dealing with them as well, like recently. And my sister said, "You're right, Mark. They're never gonna change." And I'm like, I know they're never gonna change. They're just And I don't want them to change like dramatically. I just want them to understand the reality and what's right and what's wrong. And to listen to me, trust me, because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm trying to make things better, but they just don't fucking care. They're just like, it's like it's negative city. And I'm like, wow. And I'm like, fuck this. You went to the grocery shop? Yeah, me too. I went last night. Groceries are very expensive, but they got some specials on right now here in Bermuda, so it's not that bad if you want to buy like different products and stuff. As you can see, like, oh, this rain is all around. That's why I left my TV on. The weather's gonna get worse as time goes on. How much for me on groceries? A lot. I couldn't tell you what it is because I really don't count, because I'm not the type of person that's gonna sit there and like uh see how much money I spend on groceries. But it's a couple $100 a week, that's for sure. Because I just don't buy groceries for me. I buy groceries for like me, my sister, and my nephews. If I bought just for myself, I'd be all right, but I don't. See, I eat with my nephews and my sister like every day. So I buy groceries. She buys groceries. Sometimes she buys my groceries sometimes to say thank you, because I'm here wasting my fuel every day to go pick up her boys because she's got a job now, and it's not good. It's a lot of money for groceries and for fuel. But I put $100 in my car, diesel. I have a diesel car, so I put $100 in there, and it lasts 2 weeks, and that's a lot. I do a lot of driving, but my tank is huge. It takes $100 worth of diesel, and it lasts at least 2 weeks. 10 days to 2 weeks, I would say, depending on how much I drive. But I'm driving a lot more now because I have to go to the city where my nephews go to school. So I go there and back like 2 or 3 times, and then I take them to their activities. So it's it's crazy, man. I don't understand. It's a lot of bullshit I have to deal with. But ever since my sister got a divorce this year, it's been upside down. Everything's been all over the place, and if I don't help, then she's gonna be in a nut house trying to deal with it. So when that bastard left, he left us with all the fucking problems. And while he's out there fucking a hoe and doing whatever he wants and spending all his money and living his life and claiming that, everybody else is the issue but him. But yeah, that's what happens. He's gonna go to hell where he belongs. Oh, it's definitely gotten better. Like, I'm one thing about me, I'm not a complainer. Like, I don't really give a shit. If I'm healthy and I'm here talking to you guys and I'm not in the hospital and I don't have a disease, that's the best I can ever ask for. I got work. I'm stable. I have money. I have, like, work. I have my business. I come on here. I talk to everybody. I help people. I help my parents. I do what I have to do. Like, as long as God spares my life and spares my health, and I have to do my part, obviously, which I do, then I'm good. Like, I'm not really complaining about shit every day, like, because that's just a stupid way to live. You have to always look at the positives. Fuck the negative shit. Because if you dwell on the negative stuff, you're gonna drive yourself crazy, and you're gonna have stress. You're gonna lose your mind, your hair. You're gonna lose everything. Yes, if you got to stay positive. As much as it's fucked up and you don't have certain things or you want certain things to happen, you have to stay like sane and positive. And if you don't, your life's gonna be shit. You have to like stay positive and look at all the great things you have. You have your health, your life, your children, grandchildren. You have a job, you have money, you have income, you have a home to live in. All those things are positives more than what anybody else has. So you have to like constantly tell yourself it's gonna be okay and stop worrying about bullshit. Hey Ariana, good morning. Yes, you can. I had to program my sister all year to stay positive after this divorce or during the divorce. And now she's probably the happiest I've ever seen her. She's got a great job. She's got, she makes more money. She's doing more hours, but she feels like she's inconveniencing me because I have to go pick up the boys. You're not inconveniencing me because I work for myself. I can do whatever the fuck I want. You know what I'm saying? As long as I'm happy and I'm healthy, then I don't really care. I'll go pick up the boys every day. I don't give a shit. They only got a couple more years of school. So I constantly make sure that I stay positive and stay sane for everybody else. I'm like Clark Kent and Superman. See, right now I'm Clark Kent, I'm just chilling. But when shit hits the fan, I gotta put on my cape and be Superman for everybody and go do this and do that and save this person, go do that, go do this. help this person, help that person. And that's okay because God's helping me, so I'm good. Hey, Love and Life, how you doing? Good morning. Trying to stay composed at work, dealing with management, bullies. I'm happy I called you. Yeah, thanks. Well, like I say to everybody, it doesn't matter what job you have sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's good. There's always people there that are pieces of shit. If there's not a person there that's bad, then it's a client, then it's a customer. We have to deal with people every day. So the best thing to do is to brush it all off and look at all the positive things in life that you have. If you have to change your job to get better, then do so. If you have to change your life, you can't blame life. You have to blame the way you live it, where you work, and how you do things. We are our own worst enemy. We have to make our own lives better. That's why I told everybody I went on my own and I started my own business because I can't deal with people like that. I can't have a boss telling me what to do and doing things wrong and like doing things twice and getting paid chump change. I'm too overvalued to be working for somebody else. Fuck you. I'm working for me. And I've been doing it for 16 years and I've survived. And I've been on here for 4 years. I used to collab with people. I used to hang out with other readers, and it was the worst thing I did because then I tried to help too many people, and then they stabbed me in the back. They got jealous, and the next thing you know, here I am by myself again where I should be. So it's all a part of life. It's all lessons learned. So you have to make life better for you. Don't complain. Just make it happen. That's my advice. I know it's hard to hear, but it's the only way you're gonna live your life properly is if you do things yourself. All right, Ariana, I got your donation. Thank you, sweetheart. You can go ahead and ask your question when you're ready. Another thing I'm going to get this Christmas or maybe next year, my birthday, I'm going to get a new computer. I really need one. I don't really need one. I want one. There you go. I rephrased it. Yeah, I was never bullied. I would say I was not valued. I was disrespected with my value. Like I was always good at what I did, but I got hated on. I got envied and judged, and like I was always trying to make more money. I always tried to make more money at every job I was at, but my boss never allowed me to succeed because he didn't want me to be better than him, or he didn't want me to be paid more because that means he has to pay me more and he makes less. So I got tired of that shit. And when I went on my own 16 years ago, my biggest critics were my parents. They were like, "Oh, you're making a big mistake. Wah, wah, wah. It's a recession. You don't know what you're doing. You don't have a college degree. You're a dropout. You didn't go to learn electricity. You're going to end up fucking something up." And I'm like, "Okay, bye, guys. Thank you for your positive words. Fuck you. I'm going to prove everything to you, too." And now, and for the past umpteen years since I've been on my own, guess who they call? Me. Guess who tells them about me when they go to church? All their friends say, "Hey, your son Mark, he's a great electrician. He did this job for so and so." "Oh, guess what, Mark? Your son's Mark? Oh yeah, he did this, he did that." So my mom says that a lot of people come up to her and say how good I am at what I do. I had a guy come up to me at the grocery store and say, "Hey, I saw you working on your parents' house. God bless you for helping your parents." That's what he said to me because he says he does the same thing. I haven't seen Cindy. I'm actually worried about her because I messaged her on Instagram and she never messaged me back, and it's been a while now, so I'm kind of worried about her. Ariana, you can ask your question when you're ready, sweetie. I'm actually going to check that again. Thanks for telling me. Yeah, see, I sent it last week. November 27th was when I messaged her. I told her, "I hope you're having a good holiday Thanksgiving, just checking in on you." And she never got back to me. So I'm kind of worried about her. Hopefully she's okay. Hopefully she drops by. I know she had issues with her mom, and she's She's also a grandmother. So I know like she's probably been busy or whatever. It's the holiday season. So hopefully it's nothing bad why she hasn't texted me back. But usually she's not very active on Instagram either, but hopefully she's all right. I haven't seen her in a while. I always check in. That's another thing I do. I always check in on all my friends. If I haven't seen them in a while, or they post something, like I don't go after people and tell them, "Hey, you need a reading," or I don't get involved in anybody's life. I just want everybody to be happy at the end of the day. It's that simple. And you know what? Ever since Star shouted me out, I've been getting a lot of people come to me asking me questions and you know putting confidence in me because of Star's good word. All of that stuff. Like it's a part of life. Like if I do the same thing. Like I always shout out people to try and give them work or give them publicity and give them the same type of love they give me. And that's what the world needs more of. The world needs more like good vibes, not like, oh, you don't want to go to that person because they're a piece of shit or they did me wrong, or like people are constantly like, obviously if people are bad, make sure people know the person's bad. But if the person's good, don't hate on them. Like try and help the person. Like, it's only gonna come back to you tenfold if you really do it genuinely, you know? That's great. I'm glad to hear that. And I always try to help Ali too. I got the phone cover from her. Ever since I got that damn phone cover, my team's been in first place since. It's hilarious. And then that's the thing. Like I always want everybody to succeed, and I'll always help everyone post your shit. I even tell people post your link in here, but now YouTube doesn't allow you to do it. But I'll tell people, look, just tell me the name of your company or just tell people about it. I don't care. Like I'm always trying to help people. And that's why my life is good, because the more I help, the more I get back in return. And I don't do it because of that. I do it because I know it works. And I genuinely do it because I'm not a hater. Like I'm not jealous. I don't even know how to spell jealous. And I'm never been that type of person. And since I've been on here for 4 years, I always help everyone. Always. I always shouting out people. I always tell people, look, this person read for me. They did this, or this person has their channel. Go check them out. They might resonate for you. I'm not guaranteeing anybody's shit. I don't even guarantee my own. But if you connect with people, you connect with people. But some people are just like evil and bad. You just have to exclude them from your life and move on. It's simple. You can't hold on to people who are like, jelly, yeah, jelly. Yeah. I need some jelly right now. Yeah. People people are jealous and it's sad. It's okay, Ariana. There's no judgment here. It's the retrograde and things are all over the place. Trust me, I'm not like right now is the last thing you want to do is judge people because it'll hit you in the ass because the retrograde is pre-retrograde right now. Retrograde starts next week and it's gonna last all month. And this month is gonna be very difficult. It's gonna be, annoying. Trust me, for everyone. Hey Sunshine, how you doing? Of course, I have to. Okay, no problem. You do whatever you want. If you have to go, you can always email me a question or whatever. It doesn't matter. I always give everybody, a hard time, sometimes. Not everybody, but I want everybody to laugh and have fun. That's all. I don't want to be serious, all the time. I'm serious on people's readings, but We have to, like, be happy, talk shit, and have fun. That's what this channel is all about. It's having fun, talking about life, venting, telling everybody your stories, see if we can help each other. I mean, honestly, there's been times on here where people had, like, the same issue, and they suggested somebody to help them, and or try this and try that. People give good ideas, man. It's so nice to see everybody help each other, and I allow it because I don't care. Like, it's all good as long as everybody's having fun. We can help each other. Okay, so I know me and this man keep arguing, but he's talking while she's talking. I feel all this can push anyone to make mistakes. Right. So you want to know if he's talking to his ex. That's what you want to know? If your man's still talking to his ex? No, I don't think he is. I don't think he's talking to his ex. I just think that he feels let down. He feels like he's got bad luck, and he feels like he's losing his friendship with you. He's losing, like, his ways with you. Um, I'll tell you exactly what I feel here because of the cards that I got. Is if there's a financial problem here with him, then that's the biggest issue. Um, I feel like but like that's the thing. It's either one or two things. If he has money, okay, Ninja, take care. If he has money and he's got to dish out money all the time, he's not happy, and that triggers him to argue with you and to argue with people around him. If he's like the financial, like, feeder, where he has money and everybody's like, "Hey, give me some," he's getting pissed. But if he doesn't have that much money and he's trying to, like, recover himself and get money, that's also making him struggle. So I feel like it's not about another woman or ex, it's more about money. But if he has to give his ex money for past relationship or past things, then that also could be the problem. I feel like money's the issue, and that's why he's, like, getting mad all the time. Because I got a lot of pentacles here, a lot of money cards, a lot of money reasons. And he feels like he might not have enough to go around for him and his family, for you and the kids, or whatever the case may be. Like, and that's what's making him mad, because he needs, like, some type of satisfactory in the money department and finances and work and things like that. So if he's, like, got to do all the work and all and pay all the bills, then that's the biggest problem he has. Because he's like, how the fuck am I gonna do this? Like, if you're not helping him, it's not making anything better. Like, if you have a job and you're helping paying the bills, then you're good. But if he's struggling, then that's what's triggering him to argue, because he's like, how the fuck am I gonna do all of this? Where am I gonna get this money from? Or how can I get a handout? How can I, like, resolve this issue? So I feel it's more to do with finances, not to do with another woman. Because I got two women reversed, you and the ex. He doesn't, like, you guys are the last things on his mind as far as, like, having sex with or having some type of relationship outside of whatever. I think it's more of money, a money issue and a financial issue. Like, I think he looks back on his ex and says, fuck, I don't even know. Yeah, when you ask, I think he thinks about her and thinks about, like, like, if things would have been different with her, then yeah, that's what I get. Like, he thinks about, I wonder if I was with my ex, if she would treat me the way Ariana does, or maybe he argued less with her, or maybe there wasn't a financial issue with her. Like, he thinks about it and compares you guys, which is what I would say. I think he compares you guys. Let me just check something for you. Like, I think that he does everything. He's the type of person, I believe, that is like he's accomplished. He has everything, and he wants to like make everything perfect. And but he feels like he's never good enough for you. He feels like he's never good enough for you, and he feels like, you always look at him like he's lying, or he's misplacing his truth, or he's like you got to dispute with him all the time. And he's like, what the fuck more do you want me to do, woman? Like, I pay the bills. I come home to you every day. I take care of everything. So if he's doing a lot in his mind, see, everybody has a comparison in their mind of what their role is. So he might think that his role is perfect and you might not. And that's why, the arguments are happening. But I feel like, I don't feel like, he just thinks that you have difficulty in understanding him. And that's why there's a conflict of interest and conflict between you guys. Maybe you're not, maybe I think you're giving him a hard time. Maybe it's you. I don't know. I don't want to make no assumptions. Yeah, exactly. If you know fully well it wasn't, I don't, like I said, I don't get, I think that from time to time he's like, everybody does it. Everybody's like, yeah, my ex was a bitch. Thank God I got this new woman. She's the best. Or, did I really argue it? In your case, did I really argue with my ex like this? But let me remind myself the reason why I left her was because of this, this, and this. So I feel like he compares you to, but if he really wanted her, he'd be with her, right? So I don't think there's a problem there. I just think that he feels undervalued. But only you can answer that question. And most men feel undervalued because we're the ones that are going to lose. It's the way life is. If a man marries a woman and he has a house, a car, a business, that woman's liable to take half of his shit without doing absolutely nothing. So the law makes a man out to be the bad bastard, the bad person. You see what I'm saying? And it's just facts. That's the way life is. It happens to a lot of people, you know? So like a guy is always looking for his value from a woman. And I think most women don't give a man the value he deserves because she wants always more and more and more and more. Like, how much more you want this guy to do? Yeah. Well, there you go. So, and the thing is, if he's not moving to help you with the kids, a lot of men feel like the kids are always the woman's problem. And that's exactly what happened to my sister. She's always with her boys. She's always doing everything for him, and he did nothing. He never picked them up. He never did half the things that I did for these boys. And they're not my boys, they're my nephews. I've done more for these boys than he's done for these boys in his whole life. They were always with me because a lot of men don't give a fuck about their kids. They know how to make them, and they'll be all cool in the beginning, but that's it. Once they get older and they can wipe their own ass and feed themselves, men don't give a fuck. A lot of men don't. That's the facts. I don't care if you want to argue with me or not, or anybody does. I know the reality of the world. And I know there's not many men that put in the time. But those who do, kudos to you. I love you for respecting your children. Right, exactly. So I would say my advice to you, Ariana, is this: stop thinking negative and do what you can. At the end of the day, I know that you're mad because you're not getting help with everything that you want help in. But a mother is a better, to me, a mother is a better nurturer to the kids than a man can be. And people would debate that with me, and I really don't care. Like me personally, I know I can be a better father than a mother could be to their kids because I will put my dedication into the children because I love kids. But some people can't handle kids. Even women can't handle. Some can't handle kids. They leave their kids and leave, or throw them to the curb. And some women don't give a shit. So it's both. It's both. But I like for a fact, I know that a lot of men are like that. They have no problem having sex to make the child, but to take care of them for the rest of their lives, they'll go crazy. Or they'll dish them off to people like they're some fucking animal. You know, it's sad how the world is and how people are. But that's just the reality of it all. You can't have a perfect man. What I want you to do is write down all the positives that he brings to the table, and then write down all your positives and keep focusing on that. Don't focus on the negative. Don't argue, because the more you argue and the more you do that shit, it's not going to get you nowhere. Then you're going to end up being in a worse place without, and you doing everything, and him, just paying for shit, just being a donating father. So my advice is to look at all the positives that he brings, the positives, and keep focusing on the positive things, and it'll change. The more positive you are, the better the outcome will be. And try not to always think that he has to do everything and he has to do this and he has to do that. um my mom, she was a home wife, a housewife. She had 4 kids, all of us. She First thing in the morning, she would get everything ready, take us to school, pick us up from school while she was home. She wasn't sitting on her ass watching TV and soap operas. She was making dinner. She was going to the grocery store. She made sure that all our clothes was washed. My dad was busting his ass doing construction. Then he went to, they both had a night job where we all went to clean these big ass exempt company offices for like 2 hours. Then he, on Saturdays and Sundays, he would work as a bartender. So, my dad did his part. And when he came home, he'd be like, fuck you. I ain't doing no laundry and no clothes. I do my fucking part. I work 3 jobs a week. And my mom was like, well, you should at least help with the kids. Woman, that's your fucking problem. And that's what my dad did. And they're still together because my mom finally realized that, hey, look, he's out there busting his ass. I got to do my part at home. Nobody told you have 4 kids. After the second one, you should have stopped. But then you wouldn't have had me. You see what I'm saying? So people have to always put everything into consideration. It's not just anybody. A couple should be doing shit together. That's my thing, but it's never always that easy. But the only way you're going to find that is if you take on your complete role as a mother. And I'm not saying you aren't. Don't take this the wrong way. You have to really analyze what your role is, what you've put yourself into, because if you automatically do things, then he's going to expect those things. So you have programmed him to believe that you're going to do all these things. And then when you complain about it, he's going to be like, but wait a minute, you've been doing it all this time. Why is it a fucking problem now? And then you look at him and say, hey, look, you were doing this before. Now you're not doing it now. So like we put ourselves in our own bad predicaments because we get comfortable in the life we live. And then when we have a problem, we bitch and moan about it and argue about it, and then a divorce. For what? Sit down like 2 adults and talk about what things you want and what things you don't want, what things you need and what you don't need. You should write down a list of the things you expect from him and the things that you can do, and be realistic about it. And it'll help. You just have to like face reality and like say to yourself, okay, look, I put myself in these predicaments. This is my life. And in order for things to get better, you have to like swallow your pride sometimes and say, hey, look, like this is my life. I put myself in this predicament. I wanted kids, I have to take care of them. I wanted this, I have to do it. I have this job, I have to do it. I have this house, I have to clean it. Like you have to like take responsibility for yourself. and stop complaining and stop thinking negative. And once you start doing that, you can't expect people just to change overnight. You know, like if they see my experience with relationships as well is if somebody sees you doing something and you're always doing it and you're doing it like going hard, that other person is going to feel guilty eventually and say, you know what, she's really like doing her job. Like I love her to death for being a good mother and a good wife. You know, she takes care of me. Let me do something for her now. Even if it's once a fucking week, who cares? At least you're getting more out of the situation and more out of your partner. Sometimes they have to physically see shit all the time. And if this is already happening and you're not getting results, you can't do too much, you know? Right, exactly. And I agree with you 100%. I agree with you. People don't, yeah. I just finished explaining my parents are never going to change. I've tried to program them, in them into 2023, and they're still in 19 fucking 23. And it's never going to change. So I just leave it alone. And then a woman that cuts my hair, she said to me, Mark, listen, I'm older than you, and I have parents that are older than you. And sometimes you just got to let them just be who they are. Fuck it. Don't try and change them. Leave them alone. Let them suffer. Let them do whatever they want because you're never going to change them. It's not going to work. And I listened to her and I said, well, you know, I'll take your advice. And that's what I do. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But I'm always trying to do something to make their life better because I know their time is limited. So is mine. So I know it's difficult. I know it's hard, but it's life. I got another donation here from someone. Um, Lisa, you can ask your question. I got your you say question here. You can ask your question when you're ready, Lisa. You know what? I tell if you can go back and check all my damn videos. I have a lot of women in here like that say the same thing. And I tell every woman the same thing. A mother is very hard to be in this world, right? A mother is very is should be respected and should be worshipped on earth for having children, for bearing kids. You know, a man doesn't know what that's like, right? And fair enough. But there's things women do and things men do. But the best thing a woman can do that God wants you to do is nurture your children, take care of your children, even if the man is not involved. Who fucking cares? You do what's best for your children and you'll be rewarded. Trust me, because that's all God wants. And God will always put you in the predicaments to be good to your kids and your kids to be good to you. The man does not have to like be involved in their life. My sister is a prime example of that. And my brother kept his two boys and his wife cheated on him and left him 5 years ago. My brother's been raising these boys for the past 5 years and did a good job of it. So it's both ways. I have two siblings that have the opposite things, but the same, you know? And to see them take care of their children is the best thing. That's why their lives are better now without the piece of shit that they made the kids with, which is normally the sperm donors, is what I call it. So not everything is you know the best, you know. But I can't say that about my parents. My parents were always there. My dad always did everything for us, and my mom always did everything for us, and that's why they're still together, and that's why we're all you know my mom and dad did what they had to do. Like my dad on the weekends used to teach us how to ride bikes, you know, fly kites, do things like do certain things. He would teach us whatever we had to learn. Taught us all how to drive a car. You know, my mom was always home making food, washing clothes, cleaning the house. My mom and dad bust their ass. And that's why now I'm giving back to them, making sure they're okay. Because I realize what life is like. You know, even though I'm not a father or I'm married or I'm have children, But I'm not dumb. I know what life is. I don't have to have kids of my own to know how to take care of them. A lot of teachers in the world that teach kids, they don't even have kids, but they teach kids every day and do a hell of a job of it. Exactly. And make sure you that paragraph you just put there, I always put my kids first. Everything I do for them, and I always sacrifice will be done for their future. Keep thinking like that, and you'll be rewarded. And they will always look at you as their pride and joy. Who cares if their father isn't, there 100%? If you do your role, you got a place in heaven. Trust me. That's all God wants at the end of the day, and that's all you should be doing for your kids. And I tell every woman that comes in here that same story. Who cares about that guy? Just take care of your kids. I know it's difficult and I know it's not fair because it takes two to make them and both should be doing their role. But unfortunately, we don't have, sometimes it's not always that perfect. But you can be perfect to your kids. All right, so Sunshine, you said, I just recently been notified that my job is being eliminated. Was wondering if they will offer me another position with the company. All right, let's check. You're welcome, sweetheart. No problem. Don't try and change him. Let him change on his own. Because when you try to change people, it ain't gonna work. People just have to see for themselves. All right, so Sunshine wants to know if the company that she's working for will offer her another position. Hmm. Like I can see that you're worried about this a lot, and you're not sure of how this outcome is gonna be. But Sunshine, what I'm getting is they're thinking about offering you a better position with more money because you are a person that is a noble person to them. You're comfortable where you are, and I just feel like it's you worried a lot about this whole thing. But I think that the company really values you and really knows who you are. Like you're a good worker. They don't have problems with you. I feel like if they do offer you a position, it's going to be a higher demand for you, and it's going to be a higher position. And if you're wanting that, it's very possible. But I feel like a lot of it is to do with your mentality. Like you might be like worried that you're not going to get anything, or you're going to get devalued, or you're just going to get thrown to the curb. Another thing is they're looking at the women at your job. So if your boss is a woman, she's got a very hard decision to make. If she if you have a woman boss, then she's gonna have like a hard decision to make between you and other people. But she doesn't want to offend anybody. But at the same time, she knows your value and she knows what you bring to the table. So I think you're at the top of the list of getting another position at this company and having a better job, right? Now, if your boss is not a woman, um, okay, you have a woman boss. Okay, perfect. So I feel like she can be like, nasty if she wants to. And she could be like, hey, you know, I'm not gonna fuck around because this is gonna fall on me. So if she has a lot of pride and she has like a lot of like, if she's very strict, she's the type of person, even if she isn't, like if she's like a real boss lady, like she has her shit together and she has a lot of dignity, like she's like the person that would be like, hey, if I picked if I pick Sunshine, then I know that I picked her to stay and have get a better position because I know she's good at what she does. And there might be another lady there that she's like, well, I can't get along with her because she's an idiot and she don't listen to me even though I'm her boss. So this could be either you or another woman that has the same qualities or qualifications is what I mean to have this job. So it might be between you and another lady that she has to pick, and she's thinking, if I pick Sunshine, what am I gonna get? If I pick this other woman, what am I gonna get? So she's checking out who is really worth keeping and who is worth dealing with. So okay, well that makes even more sense. So this is between two women. So both women consider you the right person for the job, but they're both bitches. And they're like, well, if we give Sunshine this job, she's gonna make good money. And they might be a little jealous of you because you're really good at what you do. So that could be the case too. If you're the type of person that has the qualifications, I got a lot of dignity around you. Like you know what you're doing, and they know that you're the right person for the job. But they're like, I'm kind of jealous if this bitch gets this job. That's exactly how I get that they're talking. Like these are two ignorant women that don't want to really see you get this job, but they know that at the end of the day, they're gotta cover their asses and make sure you're the right person for the job, which they know you are. Well, there you go. Bang. Honestly, I see you getting a better position, but dealing with these two women, it's difficult. And I think that's why you're worried, because they're like, well, I've been here for 25 years, so they know if they get rid of me, they're fucked. But if they keep me, they know what they're gonna get. But I think that they're jealous of you, if that makes sense. Like they're kind of like worried or concerned that you're gonna be even better than the last person that you're taking a position from. Hmm. Yeah. See, that's the thing. Even though they've been nasty to you, they know that they're not gonna find nobody better than you. And if you've been there for 25 years, they know if they get rid of you, then it's not going to be good. But see, the thing is this isn't guaranteed because of both of their energies are so nasty that it's like, do we give her this position and she gets, the good end of the stick here? Or do we like make sure we put a lot of work on her to make sure like we're going to tell her that we'll give her this position, but she's got to do more work than she does now. And we're going to give her a lot of responsibilities and test her. But because you've been there so long, it's not about the money so much. It's about like their, bitchness, if that's a word. But I can tell both of these women are not really wanting to work with you for like more time. But they know at the end of the day they have to cover their asses. So my whole thing is this: both of them, they know if they get somebody else, they got to train the person. They got to make sure that the person's good. And if they fuck up, they're going to look bad to their superiors if they have people that are ahead of them, or they're going to make the company look bad. Whereas if they pick you, they know that you have the experience, you can do the job that they're requiring you of. And if they keep you, they know that you already know the company inside out. So I feel like the decision they're going to make is to keep you and put you in a different place or position because of who you are. They're going to like swallow their pride and be like, well, we don't like this bitch, but we're going to like keep her because we don't want to train nobody else and we don't want no more bullshit. Who cares? Like she's been here all this time. We'll keep her ass. Like that's how I think that they think about you. It's a large pharmaceutical company. Yeah. And see, that's not like an easy job to do. Like you have to know your shit. And if you've been there for 25 years, I feel like they're gonna keep you because of who you are and how much you know. Because if they go get somebody half your age or half your experience, they're not gonna get what they're gonna get with you, you know? So that's why they're doing it. But I get so much bad energy around these two ladies that one of them's a real bitch and the other one's okay. Like they have a mood swing where they difficulty in understanding people, and people like they want to be alone. They don't want you to like kiss their ass and things like that. I feel like both of these ladies are bad, but they know the right decision for the company is to keep you. Let me tell you, man, it's the way it is. People are It doesn't matter. Like, people are always going to be jealous, and people are always going to be hating. People are always going to like think that you make too much money, or if you make like people are so dumb that they constantly think that everything they earn and everything they have in their bank account is going in their coffin to another place to spend it. Like, when you go to heaven, you think you're going to take the $1 million in the house and everything you have. You think there's a U-Haul behind you taking all your shit. No, there isn't. Your physical body stays here and all your shit goes to somebody else. But see, people have that mentality that they're going to live forever and all their shit is going to get burnt so nobody can enjoy their stuff. It don't work that way. Maybe for one or two people, but not everybody. Yeah, exactly. But let them hate you because they need you. I honestly feel that they need you more than you need them. Like, if you were to get another job, you'd have no problem because of your experience. But they know they can't get nobody like you. So that's why they're probably going to keep you and be difficult and be bitches and bullies. So it's really up to you, sunshine, if you want to stay there and deal with that shit or start a whole new career, whole new like job somewhere else. But I honestly feel that they're gonna keep you. Like, they're not gonna get rid of you. And if they do, which I doubt, then at the end of the day, I feel like whatever happens, you'll be fine because of your experience. But I don't get that they're gonna get rid of you. I don't get that. But because of who they are, the cards are like, kind of saying that they know what they have, but they don't know what they're gonna go get. Well, if you want to get away from them, then I would suggest you to get another job and find another job. But then guess what? You want me to tell you something, Lisa? Um, is this look, it doesn't matter what job you get, there's always gonna be pieces of shit there. There's always gonna be bad people, there's always gonna be bullies, bitches, assholes, the etc. You're always gonna find some bad person. You're always gonna deal with a bad situation. You're always gonna have someone down your throat trying to make you look bad. Even on my own now for 16 years, I've always had like bad clients, bad subcontractors, people that are always getting in my way, people trying to make me look bad, people who don't pay their bill. There's always bullshit. But if we are very good at what we do, then that's all that matters. Sometimes the best thing to do is go to work, get paid, don't give a shit about anybody but yourself. At the end of the day, if you're good at what you do, who fucking cares what these people think about you? But if they're making life really bad and you don't want to go to, if you wake up and you're like, fuck, I gotta go to this shithole every day, then you should not be going there. You should leave. Because if it's affecting your personal life and your personal emotions and feelings and making you feel bad, then don't go there no more. You leave. Find another job if that's what you really want to do. Because at the end of the day, we all have options. We all have better lives and better situations. I worked for pure idiots before I went on my own. And when I went on my own, it was the best thing I ever did because I knew I had the skill to make it, and I have, But I've always had bad situations here and there. I've always been dealing with bad people. But that's the thing. I know my value and I know my worth and I know that I'm good at what I do. So it doesn't bother me what anybody else thinks. We have to deal with that shit every day. It's just a part of life. You're welcome, sweetheart. No problem. And like I said, take my advice and you have to ask yourself, is it worth me staying at this company another year or two? Or should I pursue something else and have a better job and try and make, better, try and go to a job where I'm not going to be, hassled or bullied? Right. See, so I know it's difficult, but the only reason why they're doing it is because they're hating on you. But at the end of the day, you have to just ask yourself those questions. I always give everybody this advice. If you're not happy where you are, change it. And that's exactly what happened with me all my years of being in this world. I've been an electrician for 25 years and I've seen the most horrendous work and bullshit and subcontractors ever. Like I'm looking at these people like, how the fuck do you even exist? How the hell do you even work? How the hell does this even get business? And then I look at myself and I'm like, I do everything right and I don't even get work like these guys get work. It's like you feel like you're always fighting a losing battle, but you're not, because if you value yourself 100% and you put yourself in 100% self-reliance and self-confidence, then who cares what anybody thinks? As long as you're making money and paying your bills and working, that's better than a lot of people. So it's up to you. You have the experience. I'm sure if you put your resume into another company, I'm sure you get hired on the spot, because experience is better than anything in the world. If you know, you don't have to be taught. So if you know, they're going to pay you for your worth, and then you're going to be somewhere else. But remember, it might not always be better on the other. The grass might not be greener on the other side. You can go to another company and be like, fuck, I thought it was bad at my old job. This is worse. And then you're going to find yourself like, going to different places to try and be happy when you should have just been happy with what you had and just been, deal with the pieces of shit that were there. But, it's up to you to really make that decision. Only you know what you want. And trust me, I know it's difficult. I wish everybody had, a good job and everybody got along and people will work together, but it's never going to be like that. God puts all these challenges in front of us to say, hey, look, you're not happy, go somewhere else. God goes through it every day. People say, hey, look, I'm going to pray to God. And if I don't get what I want, I'm going to turn to the devil. And if I start feel like the devil ain't giving me shit, I'm going to go back to God and ask him to help me. Somebody's going to help me. People do it every day with the highest powers of the world. But it all boils down to you, what you want, what makes you happy. You're welcome, sweetheart. No problem. I wish I was a millionaire and I wish I was retired and I wish I never had to deal with people ever again in my life, but it's not that simple. It's never simple. And even doing this type of work, if I'm wrong, I'm the worst person in the world. But when I'm right, I'm loved. So it's the same shit. Like I'm taking a risk every time I answer a question, because spirit might not want me to tell you the right answer. Spirit might not tell you the right answer because it's not meant for you to hear. How can I explain that? I just did. I'm not perfect. So whatever spirit's telling me, I'm telling you. Whether it happens or not, thank God it does. And if it doesn't, you have, there's no blame. It's just not meant to be. It's not meant to happen. So you have to just move on with it and live with it. And sometimes, I can tell you, hey, look, you're going to get this and get that. You get it. And then you're like, fuck, you told me I was going to get it. But guess what? I hate it. Now that I got it, I hate it. I don't even want to be here. This is bullshit. But yes, you did tell me I was going to get this job, but I didn't ask you if it was going to be great. So now what am I going to do? So you see, like it's you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. And nothing is perfect and nothing is guaranteed. The only thing that's guaranteed in this life is you dying. That's it. You're going to die one day. When you're born, you're guaranteed one thing: death. And I know that's a harsh reality, but it's the truth. Nothing you do in life is guaranteed. Nothing. And you can't prevent it either. You can try, but when it's your time, it's your time. So that's why, and that's how I live my life every day. I live my life this way because I finally realized after 46 years of being in this world that the last 6 years when I went 40, I said, you know what? I have to change my life. I stopped drinking. I stopped smoking. I looked at myself and I said, you know what? I got to lose some weight. I gotta get healthy. I gotta like be more positive, stop being negative, stop complaining, work hard, make money so I can be stable and I can stay home whenever I want and not work every day. I need to change my life to the way I want it. And that's exactly what my last 6 years have been like. I changed my entire life because I knew I wasn't living right. And it was my fault, not anybody. I used to blame everybody else. Oh, I got this shitty ass contract I'm dealing with. He's a fucking clown. Or, God doesn't give me anything. Spirit doesn't help me. My parents don't help me. My siblings don't give a shit about me. I'm not making enough money. I need to do this. I need to do that. And then I just woke up one day and said, you idiot, you got to change your own life. Stop complaining. And that's what I did. That's why I'm happier now, later in life, than I ever have been, because I finally valued myself. I finally gave myself self-love and self-care. But when we're like, at a good place, the devil's like, no, no, no. I'm gonna put you on this pitchfork and turn you around in my fire and see if I can cook your ass back to negativity. So you have to like make sure you don't get back into those emotional discouragements, You have to realize the happier you are and the better you are, the more people are going to be nasty and they're going to try and like downgrade you back to where they are. When you're happy and you're confident and you're on top of the world, people will always try and like take you down. It's just the way life is, It's life. Nobody's 90% of the people are going to be like, jealous, or they're going to be like, well, I wish I was you, or I wish that, I was doing what you're doing, or I wish I had that talent, or I wish I had. When they start saying that, it's like, oh boy. And then the 10% of the people that actually love and care about you are the 10% that you have to reflect on every day to make sure you stay sane. Thanks. Yeah, it wasn't easy, that's for sure. I had to change my life. And I always encourage everybody to change their life for the better. It's not the end of the world. We can always make life better. We just have to find a way. We have to find a way to make life better. And if that means like buying shit for yourself, or moving, or getting another job, or losing 20 pounds, or whatever the case may be, whatever's going to make you happy, you have to do it. If you don't, then you're going to stay comfortable with a bullshit life. I know it's hard to hear sometimes, but I always, tell people the truth. And if I can do it, you can do it. There's no such thing as can't. You can always make it happen, for sure. I have faith in everybody that they can do it. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. If nobody needs me, I'm gonna go, and I'll be back on tonight. I gotta go down to my parents' house in a few minutes. They're gonna get cable. They're gonna get internet installed at their home, so I can give them some good TV to watch. Because right now they got a lot of bullshit there. So I have to go there with my mom and dad. Make sure the internet company puts everything in the right place. Alrighty, you guys have a great day. Anybody who watches this live, just know that I'll be back on tonight at some point in time. It's 1:15 here now, so I should be back like 10:15 my time, which is like 9 hours from now. I'll be back on live to do the same thing. You're welcome, sunshine, and you take care as well. Good luck to you, and just stay positive, and everything will work out. Take care.